Ward 11 is East Harlem.
I know.
And then we just cross over into 10, which is Central Harlem. And then there's Andrew asked, there's a potential to continue running west. Whatever we're doing doesn't preclude that from happening. And then at the area where we launched the tunnel machine at around 120th Street, we will construct our launch box and our structure there to be able to accommodate in the future if there's ever a connection or desire to go to the Bronx. So that structure will be
And it would go
constructed
straight
in a
into the
manner.
Bronx. It would not do the Far East side of Manhattan. Above,
No, it would
uptown.
continue
Because we have
across the Harlem
nothing
River.
east-west either in Washington Heights. And you also have everyone in the Bronx complaining about how they don't have anything east-west. It's like everything goes north and south and that's it.
Right. So it's not in the current plan. It's not part of the 4 phases now. What's
No,
part
I'm
of
saying-
right. So what we've done is we make sure what we construct now doesn't preclude that possibility from occurring in the future.
Okay.
So that structure can accommodate, it's sized to accommodate 2 tracks that would potentially rise up and run across the Harlem River into the Bronx. And I know that in the past there were some studies done about some alignments there, but I haven't personally focused on that. I've been focusing on
4 new Bronx stations on Metro North's New Haven line.
But
Close to the same area that this was going to
Okay, where in the Bronx do you see there's a need? There are multiplicity of Bronx north-south trains.
We don't have a problem with getting another line, Peter.
We might have one too.
Ellen,
That's the issue,
ask your
Marisol.
question.
Oh,
I
can I
don't
ask,
see why we can't have both.
so I have a few questions.
You have the
One-
ability to get both.
One is, I remember how much the buildings that were fragile on Second Avenue did a big holdup.
They're still fragile.
Yeah. And thinking, in this phase, is there an opportunity where the real estate department might get involved and think about, owning some buildings up top to
So there's a few points I have to make regarding that. So part of our lessons learned is to make sure we get out there and start investigating existing building conditions from now, from early in design, from preliminary engineering. In phase 1, there was a mixture of doing some of that early on, but leaving some of that investigation up to the contractors who started construction. So it put us a little too much under the gun in terms of having to get there in timing and encountering problems. So we are definitely getting out there now and identifying which buildings, if any, will need mitigations, and maybe getting out and starting some mitigations in the early contract that we have, that we will start relocating
and
some of
mitigation
those
could be a
utilities.
variety of choices on how to
It could be.
mitigate.
In addition to that, the selection of the ancillary building locations have been made now to consider where are we digging, where are we going deep and having potential impacts to buildings around us, so that we've selected the lots, the parcels, to try and give us maybe a little bit of space to be able to maintain and protect buildings where we can, but also another lesson is if there is available space, maybe try to incorporate some joint development. Maybe create our ancillary buildings in a manner
The value
that
capture
captures
is-
some
is
value
in the
for-
thinking.
Absolutely.
Right, over and above, over and above creating the retail space at the corner, at the street surface.
That's great to
Look
hear.
for some opportunities where maybe there could be an overbuild. Maybe we can be incorporated into other structures.
Let me add to that. There is one area, for example, where the community has expressly said we don't want a dead building, and that's on 125th Street. We did hold 2 public meetings, and at the public meetings there was an expression from the local merchants, groups, and organizations who asked for us doing something differently in terms of the ancillary buildings. And they were looking for something like cultural uses, retail, or something else.
The
So that's something that
vibrancy.
they have asked for.
Okay.
We have also, you will hear us as a team talk a lot about lessons there. So what we have done here and during the design, we have taken that extra step of not only identifying the buildings, but engaging DOP from early on.
Oh,
So
that's
we-
great.
So we're gonna
Oh, that's
partner
a-
there, yes, we're
for
gonna partner
regulation.
with, yes. We're gonna partner with city agencies as needed during our early on stages, so nobody's surprised. And we are not put in a position where everybody's scrambling around.
Yeah,
We
we
are
heard a
on
lot
the
that
schedule.
sounded very
So we are
difficult.
taking that extra cautious step at this point of time to do our building investigation program in conjunction with some of the parameters
During
which
this
DOP
phase
set.
instead of the.
Correct.
Sorry,
Sooner,
after.
Yeah, the sooner we know, the better the understanding we have.
Yeah.
That's our intention, and I think the board and all of us, they are looking at us to incorporate
Yeah.
those lessons learned, and those are the things which we are trying to implement.
And am I wrong in that, in the first phase, the utilities were also dealt with after final design and not this far in advance where you might be able to be moving things already, or that's what it
There
sounded
were,
like?
it was mixed. So there were, our first contract where we went into construction on the first phase was in April of 2007. That contract constructed the launch box and the tunnel machine in the southern side of the 96th Street station. All the utility relocation for that work was included as part of that contract.
Okay.
And as soon as we started digging and as soon as we found things that were unanticipated, unexpected, we know that happens in New York. We know that the utility maps, the records, there are utilities that have been there on top and on top and on top, layers and layers and layers. We're gonna find conditions
It's a
that
long
were
time
unforeseen.
to,
On our, and we had to deal with them. So this scheme is to get out and to say that we're gonna relocate all utilities? No.
no.
Utilities
But
will
you
be a
can
part
start
of
the
every
process.
contract.
Absolutely.
But we want to try and relocate and clear the path for what we know are the early action items that the heavy contracts are going to have to
And
deal
then
with.
the last one is just, and I should know this one, I'm sorry, CPTC, how does, it
So where
Right.
CBTC
is,
will be used as part of phase 2. We will also go back into the phase 1 tunnels and incorporate
incorporate it
CBTC
there.
into phase
Okay.
1.
You would
Okay,
have
so
to,
I'm not
otherwise it would
crazy
be
and-
worthless.
Well,
Right.
still eventually we have to go.
I mean, if you
Further
had, if you
south as
had it
well.
in the
Right.
northern section and you didn't have it in the
Right.
phase 1 part of it, the trains would back up, so.
Yeah.
thank, sorry.
All right, folks, we do have to leave this room.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Answer, motion,
Motion to adjourn.